bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello, I welcome you to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and so we're going to talk about my progress, my continuing progress on One Book July. So I'm definitely going to cover this Stalogy 365 journal here in just a moment. I'm still using that. Something that's new, and everything I talk about this week will be everything that's new, so be sure and check out my what I'm doing for One Book July video that'll tell you what my plan was, and then the one that I did last week for my progress so far. So what's different is these two were together. So this bullet journal was always housed inside of my Lucindadori traveler's notebook from my Organized Planner Chic Etsy shop, but it's just gotten too heavy. So the two inserts that were in here for YouTube and Etsy are still here, and I'll go over it, the traveler's notebook. But first I'm going to go ahead and go over the bullet journal and tell you what's new in here. All right, so we're just going to start. Let's see, in July I checked off everything that I had planned in my future log that actually happened in July. And you'll see the actual July section here in just a moment. So my parents' 51st wedding anniversary was July 8th, which was awesome. I wish them happy anniversary. I told you guys last time I was going to go to First Fridays, this monthly art festival with my kids, and it was really fun. We went, and then July 12th I went to my doctor's appointment. So those things happen as planned, and I checked them off, and I added when my daughter starts pre-fall, which is like a 2-week set of classes before the fall semester for college, so I would know that. And then I added here in my future log some doctor's appointments for August, so that's what I did in that section. And then my daughter's birthday for a future log here, and First Fridays in September. So those are just some things that I added as part of my regular things that I do every month, and continue that, just making sure I'm on top of everything for July and don't get behind. So my Instagram tracker, this again is in the front of my bullet journal, is at 741 now, and my Organized Planner Chic Crew Facebook group is at 37. Be sure and check that out if you haven't, because I give a free coloring page every month, and I do a giveaway every month. So be sure and check out our Facebook group. I did increase some in my Organized Planner Chic Facebook business page. All right, so I put all those updates in there. And my Twitter tracker at 456. I noted a couple of things in my car maintenance tracker that I wanted to change. So I was going to get my car starter checked out, but I think it's actually fine. So I'm just going to do that during the oil change, because it's been sounding the same for months, and my family thinks it sounds normal. It just sounds different to me, so I figure it can wait to the oil change. And then some insurance stuff I noted for this week to go over with my husband about windshield insurance coverage. All right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and get to the savings tracker. This is week 27 of the calendar year, and so I have been on top of making sure I transfer money to get to this dollar amount, $1,378 in this particular savings account, just for fun. And so that's all current. All right, so now those are the new things that I updated or added in the front. And then on the actual monthly section for July, I forwarded, like I had before there, to look at my car starter when I get my oil change. So I put that with the car, so I know I won't forget it when I set it up for August. And I talked to the lady with the Small Business Administration, the SCORE for Retired Executives Organization. We're going to do that in November, and I checked off all the other things that I accomplished this month. So I stayed on top of that. And then let's take this sticker off, and then added new things for the schedule here on my monthly pages, on my monthly calendar. Now this was new decorations, because remember last time I had not decorated the spread yet, hadn't written down the things that I was wishing for or my business needs. And so all the stuff, if you check out my latest video, it was a planner, art supply and planner supplies haul, and everything that I planned for and got is all on this list. And then I did a little doodle of a shipping box there, and just added things that I needed. I only got one thing that I needed business wise, and I think the rest can wait. And so I decorated, this was watercolor. Let's see, the business needs and purchases title and the wish waiting line, and these headers here are all watercolor. I had never watercolored directly in my bullet journal. I always used watercolor paper or mixed media paper, but I decided to go ahead and try it, and it looks great. It just wrinkles the paper some, but I like the feel of that, so that's all good. But the rest of it is all Tombow dual brush markers. This is watercolor inside the box, and then the edges are a watercolor pencil. And then I decorated my monthly habit tracker, which I really like the way it turned out, and it is watercolor as well. Everything on here is watercolor except for the outline of USA. That's Tombow dual brush marker. But the watercolors were this new watercolors in my last video with my art supplies. It's called Pelican, and so check out that video. I love the colors. They're really nice and vibrant. So I did that. And then on my weekly page for this week, I actually got it all decorated and added the health tracking stuff that I had talked about before. So I got, I did a watermelon theme. I love it. And this is the same watercolors that for the Pelican brand, for watermelon there and there, and there's some over here. But then the, let's see, the dates are Crayola color pencil, and then the days of the week are Tombow dual brush marker, and then these headers right here are all Prismacolor color pencils here too, and then the week 27 is Tombow dual brush marker. So I came up with some health tracking stuff like my pain management. I started back doing all the stretches that I'm supposed to be doing every single day because of different arthritis issues, so I probably can't see it so tiny, but I printed out a diagram that I got online because I didn't have the ones from the occupational therapist anymore, or the physical therapist, but I just printed tiny ones and taped them in there for every week for the first set. So I'm starting this week with the first set of exercises and therapy, and then next week I'll add the rest of them, you know, gradually get all the way back into it. And I also added some other things to track, like the different health supplements and things that I take for pain and inflammation, to track and make sure I'm doing everything that I can be doing naturally, and tracking AM and PM, and then like rating the scale of my pain and a couple things the doctor told me to do. And so that's everything in my bullet journal that I've done. Okay, and so let's go ahead and switch now to Etsy and YouTube. I'm going to switch places with this so I make sure I'm in the center of the frame actually. So I might have to double check that. All right, so then let's go ahead and open this up. Oops, I tilted my camera. I'm going to straighten that up just a minute and make sure I get in the center for you guys so that you can see everything. I hope that works. All right, so then I have, here's Etsy. Let's see, what did I do since last time? Because I didn't mark it. Okay, so last time I had shown where I was getting caught up on the calendar dates and when I do activities each month, and so I finished laying out all of the rest of the month. So we've got the months, the days of the week, and then down at the bottom the sales, postage, and total money received. And at the very bottom, I hope you can see that. Let me make sure. It might be too tiny, but here at the very bottom it's got the total sales, total listings, total reviews, and then stars for the shop. Excuse me. So I made sure I added all of that all the way through to December, and I think that's everything I've done since last time for the Etsy insert, because everything else I'd already covered with you guys. And then on YouTube I hadn't finished, but I was working on getting all of those. Oh, there is one other thing. Let's see. What did I do? I just kind of did the header to remember I said I needed to write it out separately, a different way to record on here the status of my subs, my views, and my hours, total hours in a 12-month period for YouTube. So I just put a header there because it'll just kind of be like a summation probably there. But I did start writing out the months and the dates, so I still have to figure out how I want to write down at the bottom, like I did on Etsy, the going forward tracking for all of that. Okay, so that is it for Etsy and YouTube and my traveler's notebook. And then let's make sure I get centered here for I got a lot of junk over here on the side, don't I? Let me move it out the way. So let's get centered here. So this is my art journal. Remember not my really art journal, but my Stalogy notebook. And I'm going to center it here for you a little bit. There we go. And then this is what I've done since last time is here. So I did this, sketched out some pens and markers, and I used some watercolors. I don't remember what watercolors I used for that, but so that was July the 5th. July the 6th, this is actually a mural my copy of a mural, or my image of a mural that's out on a wall in downtown Phoenix that I took a picture of my children in front of, and I just kind of sketched it out. And you can look up Margaret Kilgallen if you've never heard of her. She was a famous artist, and this was a tribute to her. So I drew that out. And then July the 7th, I just did some fun, abstract stuff. It was really fun, and I just randomly pulled some colors from my collections of pens and markers and everything. And then I forgot on July the 8th, I did not do any art for myself, but so I would just kind of colored it in. So I didn't want to leave it blank. The next day I did that. I said, sorry, I forgot you, boo. And then on the 9th, I didn't do it that day either, so I just put a different message. 2 days in a row, get it together, Lucy. And then I finally got back into the swing and did just a kind of fun little, marker, Tom O'Doul brush marker image of that says plant a seed of a plant in a pot. And then this I just kind of sketched out in the ink, just whatever, I just decided I'm going to just start drawing half a face and see how it turns out, and that's how it turned out. And so I did some watercolor and put step out from behind the shadows. And this is like a purple that I mixed in. I liked the way it turned out. And then this is just fun messing with the new Pelican watercolors, and that's what I did on the 12th. And today's the 13th, so I'll make sure I'll get something done for that. All right, and that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All my subscribers get an additional discount from my Organized Planner Chic Etsy shop, and that discount is in the comments below, and there's a new one every month. Don't forget to check out the Organized Planner Chic Crew Facebook group. And until next time, happy planning!